Okay, what we have here today is a Mora 510. They don't make these anymore. So if you can find one, pick it up. They're only about $9, $10. They're nice little knives, pretty light. Come with a sheath. And I'm using a 400 Naniwa 400 Superstone, a 2000 Green Brick of Joy, and the 8K Fuji. All these are Naniwa products, and this blade is already pretty sharp. I already sharpened it. I gave it a micro-bevel because the edge that it came with wasn't really that good. I don't even think it was shaving sharp. I think this knife might have been returned because this is discontinued and these are hard to find, and it had a little bit of a nick in there, but I think I got rid of it in here somewhere. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the bevel of the blade, and I'm just going to sharpen this whole thing. Just the bevel. I got a little extra on here, but I'm just going to be sharpening the bevels. I think the bevels are 10 degrees per side. I got my handy dandy going meter right here, and that should tell me that it is, yeah, 20 degrees per side. I mean, 10 degrees per side, 20 degrees inclusive. Okay, so I'm going to start with I'm going to cut off the edge. Make the blade, hopefully, let's see, hopefully it should be dull now. Yeah, not cutting. Okay, so I'm just going to wet the stone, put it in the stone holder. These are splash and go stones. I know the Naniwa Aotoshi for 2000 doesn't say that it's a splash and go, but it acts like a splash and go, which is good enough for me. And here in the Pacific Northwest, even in the summer, it takes forever for these stones to dry, so I really like the splash and go. I don't mind the resin ones, but they just take a while to dry. And the resin ones are inexpensive, which is nice, so here we go. See, that's removing the metal right there. Make sure to get the tip. It's kind of tricky, but rearrange it so that leg isn't in my way. There we go. That's better. My phone is so big and clumsy and heavy that even with this big tripod, it still wants to lean the tripod over and tip it over, so I gotta be careful. So let's see how that looks. Get the tip, spot sharpening the tip because I didn't get it. Looks good. Let's try this side. See if we can at least get this to slice the copy paper after the 400 stone. That's what I was shooting for. Then I'll refine the edge a little bit more and see if I can get it to cut newsprint, and then I'll be good. I'm gonna micro-bevel this today with the Spyderco golden stone. I got a new sharpening stone, the golden stone, which is actually like a little sharpening system all in one stone. It's very interesting. This is the Sal Glesser design. Sal Glesser has more sharpening things designed than most people have sharpening stones. A lot of them haven't been made though. Okay, I got a burr on the other side now. So now we can just do a little burr reduction. The Superstone's pretty quick. It leaves a shot peen finish too, which is good. It means it's doing burr reduction for you, which is good. Okay, that seems to have done it. Let's see if this will cut the copy paper now. That'll slice it. See about the won't push cut yet. Oh, push cut's a little. Slices. So do a little bit more refining on this stone, and then I'm going to move to the 2K. Let's clean that edge up just a little bit more. Light pressure, just the weight of the blade. Okay, now it's time for the other stone. Set this one over on the thing to dry, on the rack to dry, and now we'll use the .2K stone, the Naniwa Green Brick of Joy. Really like this stone. It's a big stone. It's also leaves the shot peen finish, the colloidal, does the colloidal slurry. So that's nice. You want to keep it nice and wet though, because you will slice a bit off the the stone if you're not paying attention, and the stone gets dry. It leaves a nice finish, pretty high gloss finish for its rated grit rating. So you can see the spots where it's already shined up everything already. So do a little bit of careful. Make sure we get the whole blade. There's a spot right here. Sometimes there's just low spots on the blade from the grind, and the coarser stones will get it because the size of the abrasive is bigger, and The more finer stones won't, because the grit is finer and is not as pronounced from the binder. So we got a burr all the way on that part. So I'm not going to worry about getting a perfect mirror finish on this. I just want to get the thing sharp right now. If I wanted a mirror finish, I'd do a better, a tighter grit finish. This is just a quick three to four water stones and one hard stone to micro-bevel on. I'm just aiming for sharp right now. Having a thing look nice is always fine. It's always better if it looks nice and cuts nice. I don't think I hit the bevel. There we go. That's more like it. I think I'm hitting the shoulder up here. These Moras also have a slight hollow grind to them. So sometimes when you first get them, until that's ground away, it's kind of hard to hit the whole bevel. That looks better. A couple more passes. Excuse me. Okay, that's looking a little bit shiny. More shiny. Let's try do it the other side. A couple more passes. Put a little pressure on that and see if that does anything for our shine. No, I said I wasn't going to care about it, but not really. Okay, so let's wipe this stone off. Stone's done. Put that over there on the rack to dry. And let's bring out the Naniwa 8K Fuji. I find it nice to, I learned that from Jeff Jewell, to write the stone grit on the water stone with some with just a regular like Sharpie marker. It doesn't hurt the stone, and that way you can tell what stone is what. Really handy, because the markings that they come with from the factory go away really quick, and unless you keep it in the box, which is kind of hard to do because they're water stones, they'll the factory markings kind of go away after a while. They disappear. Okay, that flipped a burr. Not really trying to make a burr, but I haven't sharpened this knife like this before. I just put the micro-bevel on it, like I said, and So it takes a little bit before you know when you can feel for the knife. Especially with these saber grinds, it's really hard to kind of feel when what the edge is doing. It's because they're kind of beefy. Okay, that feels pretty good. Let's do a couple trailing passes just because. A couple of these. A couple more edge leading, and then it's time to micro-bevel. Wipe the stone off, and off to the drying rack that goes. Okay, so now we've got the star of the hour, the Spyderco Golden Stone. Now if you sharpen it this way, if you lean it on the edges, you get 20 degrees per side, but if you set it down like so, you get 12.5 degrees per side, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to sharpen once. I got to kind of lean over because that doesn't hit the edge of the thing all the way, just because of the edge of the knife. You only got to do it a couple times because this is the edge. This is the edge, really narrow edge of the stone. So it has a high grit amount of pressure, so you just want to use the very light pass, very light stroke on that pass. Test, feel for a burr, no burr, no burr, and that should be sharp. Let's see how it goes. We can do some curly cues in this. Kinda. See how it likes the OCB Slim papers. Learned about these from JS Cutting Tools, Joseph. I was using just the OCB hemp ones, and these are a lot thinner. Try another one. Edge probably still has a little bit of a burr on it. Yeah, I can feel it. So let's do one more pass per side with this. Actually, let's do 120 high angle 20-degree pass on the golden stone. Get it nice and wet first. It's the old Jeff Clark / Cliff Stamp high angle pass that gets rid of the burr. Well, you don't have to strop or anything. You don't need any extra stropping equipment. You can just use the stones you have. See how that worked. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Let's get another one. Yeah, it just floats right through it. Let's see if it'll cut it curled. Well, yeah, still a little bit on the tip, but not going to worry about that right now. Okay. Yeah, it's just taking the hairs off, just tree-topping them. All right. Thank you guys. Bye.